The role of Toastmasters as a whole is about improving ourselves, not only our public speaking skills, but our leadership skills. And everyone who has a participatory role in the meeting, and even if you don't have one assigned to you, you may end up with one we'll get to later, has an opportunity to speak and to take on leadership assignments, to do smaller functions that require responsibility, such as timing and keeping track of our grammar, and forgiving those who use words imprecisely or add additional filler words like and everything else we'll cover a little bit later. Today, Fallon is giving her 10th speech, and this is the accumulation of a whole manual worth of tips and tricks where you focus on improving your public speaking skills one step at a time. It starts with your very first time up in front of the podium and everyone else as an icebreaker speech. It focuses on use of gestures, use of body language, posture, using your voice as an instrument, and how all that can result in the culmination of a competent communicator when all is said and done. And that's the goal. Today, Fallon is going to talk about her journey through Toastmasters and use that to inspire us to personally, professionally, emotionally, or spiritually, and rely heavily on emotional appeal. Her personal objectives are to slow down talking, to inspire the audience, to appeal to the audience needs, and avoid using her notes. Please welcome Fallon. Just 8 to 10 minutes.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Not 5 to 7, 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Thank you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today I'm here to tell you about my journey through Toastmasters. I've been at the company a long time. About 30 years ago, I worked at the Michigan Avenue building downtown, so that's a long time ago. Probably some of you aren't even aware it was there. But I worked in that building, and I saw a sign for the Energizers Club. I said, I'm going to go visit this club. Well, I went to the meeting, and I didn't feel overly welcome. I didn't feel greeted. I just sat in the little corner there. Nobody talked to me, as I sat there. And the person got up and gave their 5 to 7 minute speeches. And you know, in competition, after 7 minutes and 30 seconds, you're disqualified. Well, in that particular meeting, when your 7 minutes and 30 seconds up, and you had to sit down, whether you were finished or not. That was very, very intimidating to me. So I said, this club isn't for me. Well, a couple weeks later, I saw Power Club. Okay, I'm gonna try the Power Club. I walked in, a couple of hellos here and there, but still nothing overly friendly. They didn't woo you down or clap you down at the end of the meeting, but at the end of the speech. But I didn't feel comfortable, so I didn't join that one. I still didn't give up. A month later, I saw a group called Trailblazers. They were located in the Trail Street building, which was about a 10-minute walk from my office. So I said, I'm gonna try Trailblazers. I went down to their club, and people at least greeted me when I came in. They were happy, and people were smiling, and they were friendly through the whole meeting. So I went back the next week, and I decided, I think I'll join this group. Well, I joined, and like I said, this was like 30 years ago, so I don't remember. I know I gave a few speeches, but I don't remember much about it, and at the end of the year, I didn't renew. Well, in April, or 2012, I became executive assistant to a vice president. At this time, I said, I've got to step up my game. I cannot be sitting in the corner. I represent this vice president now. I've got to just step up there. So I came and visited. I saw a sign on the wall again that said, Rising Stars Open House. And I'm guessing there was some food involved, like brings people into the Rising Stars Club. So I'm guessing there was either pizza or cookies. But I went to that meeting. And when I walked in with the Rising Stars, they were all so friendly. Everybody was cheerful, and I got greeted by so many people. And after the meeting, people just wanted to stop and talk to you. So I said, this is good. I'm going to join this club. So I joined the Rising Stars. Now after I had joined, it was like maybe a couple months later, it was officer election time. And the girl who had been sergeant at arms decided she was taking a new job and going to the downtown office. So I said, somebody, probably Jeff, said to me, would you be sergeant at arms? And I had seen what the girl had done a couple times. I said, I can handle this. So I ran for sergeant of arms. And I continued on that for 3 years as sergeant of arms. But I loved the job. It helped me get up in front of people. I could come up here, I could start the meeting on time, I could read the mission or read the goals, I could recite the pledge with everyone. But I'm a person who fears public speaking more than death. I do not like public speaking. So, did I give my first speeches? No. But I think 2 months later, I finally gave my icebreaker, and then that was in May of 2012. August and September, I gave speech 2 and 3. Wow, I made it through 3 speeches. I was proud of myself. And it had only been less than 6 months. I'm still fearing public speaking. I had a mentor, and a mentor is a great part of Toastmasters. But unfortunately, my mentor, I shouldn't really say this, but I didn't get really mentored like I felt I should be. She didn't call me and ask me questions or talk to me. But I've taken on mentees like Lindsay. She's already started and she's finished 3 speeches. And it's like, wow, I gotta get going. I gotta finish because Lindsay's gonna jump up and start doing more speeches than me. And Andrea, she's only given 1 speech, but her work has pulled her down, so I know she's ready to go on, and I want to encourage her. I helped Mary, who didn't need any speaks. She was ready to go. She's gone way past that, and I said, I can't let Mary finish 10 speeches before I get there. And then, of course, Bob. Bob and I have been friends for years. We've worked together for years. And I think pizza and cookies brought him to the meeting, and I just convinced him to join Toastmasters because it was a fun time. We could hang out together at lunchtime, and Bob joined. And he'd call me and say, like a good mentor should do, hey, Fallon, I'm giving a speech. Will you listen to it for me? Sure, Bob, and he'd practice his speech. I didn't need to tell him what to improve. He was great at whatever he did. Same was with Mary, and she was great at what she did. And I listened to these speeches at the meetings, and I thought, I cannot let my mentees get ahead of me. But did I sign up? No, my fear of speaking was still there. I didn't sign up. Every week, or twice a year, we have training for officers. And as you see by our chart in the back, we have President Distinguished Awards. And those are because every year, in the spring and the fall, we have 4 officers go to training. In the spring and the fall. And I love going to training because on the way up there, we just chit-chat about our families and we learn to know more about each other because we almost always carpool. And it was really fun. And on the way, we get to the training class and you meet so many people from all over the state that are there, and they welcome you and they're happy to see you there, and they're, and you get a good training. We get in the car, leave the training, and we so enthused. We just were all 4 of the officers were just raring to go. We couldn't wait to come back and tell our club what we had learned and what we could change. And every time we improved a little bit, we did something a little different, and we kept moving on and on. Well, these trainings, I did those every year, but I think it finally made me sign up and do 1 more speech. So I've got now speech 4. And I'm still afraid. I'm still standing up here just shaking every time, and I don't want to move around, and I'm just blabbering away, going on and on and on. But that still is, I've still got to get ahead of these people. I've got to get my speeches done. So after the training, there's also a contest every year, twice a year. In the competent leader, you have to be a contest chair. And I said, well, I can be a contest chair. That's not a problem, because the contest chair delegates. I didn't really have any role. I had to find my judges, I had to find my speakers, and I bribed them with cookies. That usually worked. People would sign up if you're going to bribe and say, I'll bring cookies if you'll do this. So I would bring cookies to the meetings, and we'd go to the contest, and they always did great. Jeff was a great competitor. He'd be in so many of the contests, and he always did wonderful. Joy, Beth, everybody in the group they competed with did a great job. Then I'd go on to the next contest. They said, do you want to be a judge? And I said, to be a judge, you got to have done 6 speeches. I've only done 4. And they look at me like, wow, you've been in a couple of years, you've only done 4 speeches? And I kind of like, yeah, that's all I've done. I have a fear of public speaking. But I'd go to the contest and I'd be a vote counter or I'd be a timer. And I loved going to the contest and hearing all the fabulous speakers from the whole state. Either the humorous contest where you'd sit there and just laugh till your tears came out of your eyes, or the international contest, which is a speech on anything. Listening to people talk off the cuff on table topics. I could say, that's an easy question, I could answer that, but I would not sign up to be a competitor. There's no way. One question I remember at the one contest, and I thought afterwards, this was a cool question, I could have answered this. It was, if you were going on a bike ride and you could take 2 books, what 2 books would you take? And I thought, I could have answered that question, that wouldn't have been that hard. But I didn't, and I still didn't sign up to give any speeches. I was still a nervous wreck. But I'd go to the contest, and I continued to go to the contest, and I thought, wow, this is really great. I love this, I have to work my way. So finally, in this last year, I said, I established my deadlines. One of the important things you need to do is to establish some deadlines for yourself. Don't just say, I'll get it done sometime. Establish those deadlines and go up there and sign your name up in the Google spreadsheet. Force yourself to do it, whether it's a speech or a table topics master or a timer. Force yourself to sign up and establish your deadlines. So I finally finished my last speeches through this year. I finally made it to CC10 and I'm thinking, oh, I'm scared to death. I don't want to get up there and put all those people. And I was going to do it last week and I said, oh, this is great. There's going to be 3 or 4 people here. This would be a great time to give a speech because I'm not going to be nervous because it's only 3 or 4 of my real good friends here. But we canceled the meeting. So I had to postpone to today. And I finally am so proud of myself that I made it there. I made it through speech 10. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go on. I'm going to establish some more guidelines. There's the next couple books coming along. I'm going to establish those guidelines. And I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to really try to be it. Because now I feel more confident as a Toastmaster. You know, people are always comfortable with silence. But being an advocate for change and improvement means being vocal. We need to be assertive and persistent. We need to be a Toastmaster. Don't procrastinate. Sign up and get it done.